March, the Wisconsin division of Quincy Newspapers Incorporated presents the 37th annual WIAA Girls State Basketball Championships. Live from Madison, Wisconsin, this WIAA Sports Exclusive is brought to you statewide by Associated Bank. Sign up for Associated Bank checking today and get exclusive backers checks featuring Aaron Rodgers himself. For details, visit AssociatedBank.com. Marshfield Clinic, encouraging you to live an active, healthy life. Marshfield Clinic, don't just live, shine. Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Rural Mutual Insurance Company, a proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award. Go to ruralins.com. WIAA, support your public schools and your teachers. Join the conversation on Facebook /Speak Out Wisconsin. WIAA, moving education forward. And by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board.
Good morning, basketball fans. Welcome to the Kohl Center in Madison. It is the 37th annual championships for the WIAA Girls State Basketball Tournament. So glad you could join us this morning. Our first championship game features Division 5, the matchup, the Owen-Withee Blackhawks against the Heritage Christian Patriots. These two teams won on Thursday morning. Thank you so much for joining us, along with River Ridge head coach Karen Townsend. I'm Brian Groff, and a year ago you were coaching in this game. Take us through the preparation from winning on that Thursday morning, having 2 days to prepare, and then coming in and playing that first game on a Saturday.
Well, it's kind of nice to have that day to prepare, the day for rest. You get the kids to relax a little bit. You have time to go over a scouting plan. You get a practice in. And then to come right out in the morning, I think it's best because then you don't have all day to think about the nerves and that type of thing. So I really enjoyed that schedule, and I think it's the key to this game.
And speaking of keys to the game, we have Menard's points of the game. And as we get into our top players from Thursday morning, take us through Owen-Withee.
Well, Garrelitz, who is only a 5'7" post, but she plays so big and had 22 points, did such a nice job from the inside. And Gordon, who's the only senior on the floor, just a floor leader, stable player, came up with 11 points and 8 rebounds.
And then on the flip side for the Patriots, what did they do well against the Seneca?
Well, there's a lot of things that, they just have 4 weapons. They have all kinds of people who can score in double figures, but Begin had just an awesome game with 15 points. Surpassed her average for the season, and Bennett, who's just the point guard, she kind of does it all. She's their best three-point shooter, but goes to the basket hard as well.
You talked about getting those jitters out of the way. What are we expecting in the opening moments of this basketball game?
Well, both teams have high energy, and they're both pressure teams. They like to get up and down the floor, so I think we're going to come out right out of the starting blocks pretty hot.
We will have it for you coming up after this break. Owen-Withee against Heritage Christian in the Division 5 state championship game. A message now from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
The workout is over. Time to recover, refuel, and re-energize. Recent studies suggest that one drink can help muscles recover faster than other leading sports drinks. Delicious, nutritious chocolate milk. With its powerful package of protein, potassium, calcium, and 6 other essential nutrients, shouldn't chocolate milk be your choice? Got chocolate milk?
To be heard is a powerful thing. When you help someone speak, you're not only giving them a voice, you're giving them an identity. By amplifying the voices of educators, speaking out for programs like special education, WIAA speaks for me and my students. Add your voice to the conversation at Speak Out Wisconsin on Facebook.
Through the night that our flag was still there, oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That was Owen-Withee senior guard Valerie Mimi with your national anthem. Time now for your starting lineups. We send it over to PA announcer Jim Strick.
Y'all ready for this?
Welcome to the Kohl Center in today's Division 5 state championship game between the Owen-Withee Blackhawks from the Clover Belt East against the Heritage Christian Patriots from the Midwest Classic South. Let's meet today's starting lineups. First for Owen-Withee. Starting at guard, a 5'7" sophomore, number 15, Bailey Caraba. At guard, a 5'5" junior, number 22, Emily Hagemeyer. At guard, a 5'8" senior, number 34, Alyssa Gordon. At forward, a 5'8" junior, number 23, Kennedy Batchelor. And at forward, a 5'7" junior, number 40, Alina Gerlitz. The head coach for Owen-Withee is Al Goodman. And now today's starting lineup for the Heritage Christian Patriots. Starting at guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 1, Ramaya Bennett. At guard, a 5'7" junior, number 13, Mariah Begin. Starting at guard, a 5'8" junior, number 23, Jamara Sendifer. At one forward, a 6' junior, number 24, Jasmine Harris. And at the other forward, a 5'8" sophomore, number 33, Tirsa Gilley. The head coach for Heritage Christian is Terry Bennett. Today's officials are B.J. McMahon of Oregon, Scott Huffman from Beloit, and David Brost from Janesville.
And as they bring the lights back up in the Kohl Center, we take you through the starting lineups brought to you by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Celebrating 50 years of great smiles, experience the Delta Dental difference. The starters for the Blackhawks, Caraba, Hagemeyer, Gordon, the only senior starter in there, Batchelor and Gerlitz. The starting five for the Patriots, Bennett, Begin, Sandifer, Harris, and Gilley. They have 3 juniors and 2 sophomores, a couple of very young teams out here on the court. By this time of year, you forget about the class and you think about all the experience they have, and they are playing in the ultimate game here on the Kohl Center court.
Yeah, biggest thing is to just get everybody to play together.
Heritage Christian in the white uniforms with the red and blue trim. The Blackhawks in the black with the red and white trim and numerals. That poked away. We're going to go back the other way, quickly off the tip. Blackhawks in possession of the basketball.
You see Heritage Christian's style right out of the blocks here, right out of the tip-off. They want a fast break even off the tip-off, and then that full court pressure causing problems.
Now Owen-Withee had to deal with a feisty Newman team that likes to create turnovers, and they're going to see a lot of similarities today too, aren't they?
And you know, I was so impressed. Even though they had the 35 turnovers yesterday, a lot of them came off of just after rebounds and the pressure on a rebound.
The Patriots on the board first, Jasmine Harris. Yeah, they handled the ball very well and came up big in that final defensive possession. Newman had a couple of shots at a 3 that would have tied it and sent it into overtime. Instead, they come up empty, and the Blackhawks try to get that first state championship ever for Al Goodman, who's the all-time winningest coach in girls' state history. Hagemeyer with a drive. They go inside. It's taken away by Harris. The Patriots on the other end. Sandifer has
nice hustle D, though.
And we got a foul. She heads to the free throw line.
And you know, Thursday, Owen-Withee found ways to break that pressure and get a lot of transition points. I think they had 14 of their points came in transition on Thursday. So they're going to want to do that again today, but they're going to have to stop this fast break.
That foul goes on Caraba. First one rims off the front for Sandifer. She shoots 42% from the free throw line. She passed 1,000 points in that semifinal on Thursday.
Congratulations to her. That's an awesome milestone for a young athlete. 3 of them, only as juniors, have surpassed that.
Knocked away by the Patriots, so the Blackhawks will set up again as they try to break this full court pressure. Hagemeyer with the basketball, weaving her way through traffic, pushes it all the way up ahead, and it's out of bounds. A little too much on that pass intended for Gerlitz.
And that's what they want to do. The idea is right. Get that ball up the court, get it ahead of that pressure defense, but not turn the ball over.
The Blackhawks extend their defense, and Bennett ready to bring it across the timeline. Bennett dribbles in, kicks it out. Harris. Jumper is good.
Harris only 9 points on Thursday. She came ready to play. She's going to score some points today.
She has 4 already in the early going of this D5 state championship game. That's poked away by the Patriots.
Coach is going to want a timeout and settle them down. Too many turnovers right off the start.
Al Goodman will talk things over. His team trails 5-0, 6:40 to go in the first. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
That was me, the slam dunk king. All right, that was me. 6 championships under my belt. I never got off the couch. So then one day I looked in the mirror and I saw my dad. Started playing basketball for real, but not with these giants. Or with him. There we go. Playing with Ben and James. Yeah. Almost dunked it. Soon I'll be able to dunk it.
If you want someone who understands Wisconsin farmers, find someone who speaks your language. We're fluent in farm. Rural Mutual Insurance is Wisconsin's largest farm insurer. Our 150 local agents offer farm families the best advice and fast claim service. Since Rural Mutual Insurance only does business in Wisconsin, premiums paid here stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. RuralINS.com shows how our farm policy offers comprehensive coverage for your home and farm.
Owen-Withee head coach Al Goodman has 630 career victories, but he has yet to win on a championship Saturday. His teams were runner-up in 1988, 2003, and 2005. You take a look at all those teams that came oh so close on a final day of the year. Some pretty good company, though, if you can make it all the way to a Saturday game.
Right.
There's a lot of teams in the state that would love to be playing here today. The Blackhawks have turned the ball over 4 times already here in the first quarter. The Patriots with the basketball. Again, sends it up top. That's Harris inside, all the way to the rack. Gerlitz comes away with it.
Owen-Withee might have switched things up there in that timeout. Might have dropped back to a zone.
Gordon works off the screen, keeps the dribble, goes into the corner to Gerlitz.
They've got Harris on Gerlitz. That's deliberate. They're going to try to stop those points from the paint, force them to shoot from the outside.
Patriots almost took it away. Instead, it's Batchelor somehow finding an opening to get a shot off. The Blackhawks are on the board, 5-2. Begin off the mark, offensive rebound, and the putback is good.
They're really going to have to box out inside, not let her get second chance shots.
Harris has 6. Blackhawks have it taken away, and that's off the Patriot. Owen-Withee will get possession of the basketball underneath their own bucket.
Owen-Withee, number 32, Stephanie Hegemeyer.
Stephanie Hegemeyer, number 32, comes in for Owen-Withee. Gordon with the basketball, sends it up top to Caraba from straight on. Knocked it back. A 3 for Caraba.
Good timeout for Coach Goodman there. Got his team settled down.
Yeah, you talked about that being a key, those nerves in the early going. The Patriots, that's Sandifer going all the way into the bucket.
Nerves and just try and sustain that speed with Heritage Christian.
Blackhawks turn it over again. That's 5 turnovers for Owen-Withee. Take another look right there. Sandifer all the way up and in.
That's really nice. Reed saw the angle to the basket, stepped through it, and finished nice down low.
Entry pass goes to Harris, and she took a step.
Harris being very unselfish there, probably should have finished it.
It looked like she could have turned and scored, but she's looking for an assist instead.
Right.
Blackhawks heave it ahead. That's Batchelor tracking it down. Spin move. Picks it back up top to Gerlitz. Gerlitz off the right side. Knocked out of bounds off the Blackhawks. Heritage Christian with a 4-point advantage here in the first quarter. The 2012 WIAA tournament is brought to you by Associated Bank. Sign up for Associated Bank checking today and get exclusive Packers checks featuring Aaron Rodgers himself. For details, visit AssociatedBank.com. Patriots have turned the ball over 3 times. Caraba brings it across. It's Gordon with the basketball. She has a lot of room to get off her shot, and she rattles it through.
She had the angle to go all the way in for the basket and pulled up and shot the 3.
9-8. Heritage Christian. The Patriots come right back, but they throw it away. Let's take another look with Gordon. Gordon with some room. Stops, pops, hits the trifecta. Owen-Withee has gone on a little bit of a run here after that timeout. You talked about what Al Goodman was mentioning to his team, and you saw some changes coming out of that timeout.
Well, I think he dropped back into his zone. He's got the 2-1-2 full court press, but I think maybe he might have dropped that back to his zone and try to stop Harris from the inside. Their press now causing Heritage Christian to rush a little bit, which is exactly what it did to Newman. It made them come down in their half-court set, made some forced shots, and that seems to be what he came out of that timeout with.
Hit a couple three-pointers to give them 6 out of their 8 points. Owen-Withee made it down here to state by winning the Spooner sectional, defeating Marshfield Columbus 66-31 and Northwood 58-35. Heritage Christian won the Fort Atkinson sectional, defeating Burlington Catholic Central 58-33 and Barneveld 59-38. Owen-Withee with the basketball. Caraba on the baseline. Tries to follow up her own miss, and that's out of bounds. Patriots will take it the other way. Substitution now into the game. Mariah begin for the Patriots.
Tirsa Gilly returns.
Another substitution. Tirsa Gilly. Ariana Bautista, number 2, had the basketball. She's into the game as well.
Harris out of the game now, so
taken away by
opportunity now for Owen-Withee, maybe to work it inside to Garrelitz if they can.
There they go. Garrelitz, nothing doing there, so they go back out to the perimeter. Caraba looking inside. Gordon guarded by Begin. They're inside. We have a push
from behind.
Yep, that's on Bennett, Tiancia Bennett. Two coaches' daughters who play for the Patriots.
That's the option I would have taken with Batchelor on the inside. That's definitely a height mismatch in there. Got caught with the foul from behind.
And we got a double dribble call. Heritage Christian hanging on to a 1-point advantage. Patriots have scored 5 points off turnovers. Let's move inside. Battle for the loose ball. We're going to go the other way.
There's the long
Heat
ball.
it up a bit. We'll see if
little too far.
Batchelor can track it down. A little too much on it. But that's the idea.
They had that so many times against Newman on Thursday.
Sandifer into the ball game for the Patriots.
The only thing now, it comes all the way back underneath their basket.
That's the thing. Nobody touched the ball.
Right.
Sandifer gets it in. Too much off the glass for Gilly. Tracked down by Sandifer. Patriots will keep it. Begin on the dribble on the top. Sandifer now. Back to Begin. Begin goes inside.
Nice ball move. Nice passing.
Nice finish by Gilly.
Stepping right into those gaps.
Blackhawks come right back.
Nice.
Good score by Garrelitz. The Blackhawks with a quick answer to the Patriots score. Sandifer all the way in, a little up and under, draws a contact. She'll head to the free throw line. Take another look there, Karen.
No,
nice
one-handed, no look,
inside.
just nice passing.
And the answer on the other end, Gordon up ahead to Garrelitz.
Nice strong move to the power box.
Caraba called for that foul. Sandiford good on the first. Substitution for Heritage Christian. Into the game is Jasmine Harris. Sandiford, one of 4 Patriots who averages in double digits for scoring. Rebound Caraba. Caraba has a teammate up ahead.
Nice pump fake.
Stop and up. Too much on that shot for Hegemeyer. That was Stephanie Hegemeyer.
Coach talked to their team yesterday about really using pump fakes in there. Try and finish down low because of the height disadvantage, and she did the right thing. Just needs to finish the basketball.
Caraba with the ball up top. Taken away by Begin. Owen-Withee keeps possession of it. A substitution now. Ramaya Bennett into the game, as well as Tirsa Gilly. Batchelor looking inside. Gerlitz on the arc.
Not a lot of room. You know, a lot of times they're doing the one dribble and somebody's right there. But the post is open. That's still consistent.
Gilly grabs the miss. Here comes Harris the other way. Bennett stops at the elbow.
Can't give her that 15-foot. Can't give her that 15-foot shot.
Harris had 22 points in the sectional final over Barneveld.
One thing that Coach Bennett talked about, what's so attractive about Begin to Division I coaches, is that she has that ability to be inside, outside as a 6-foot forward.
Ramaya Bennett with that miss, and Begin went up in the air to grab the rebound. Instead, she's called for the foul.
The second team foul.
2 team fouls now for the Patriots. Take a look at the numbers and the differences from the first quarter today, Thursday, excuse me. Blackhawks go inside, drawing the contact. Stephanie Hegemeyer ahead to the line.
How's the Patriots number 1, Ramaya Bennett?
Ramaya Bennett called for that foul.
At line for Owen-Withee, Stephanie Hegemeyer is shooting 2.
First free throw of the day for the Blackhawks. Stephanie Hegemeyer, just a freshman, and Coach Goodman says she shows no fear when she comes in.
Steps right up there, and
she'll take the ball to the basket as well. And here you have the pressure situation of a championship game.
It's cool, calm, and collected.
Hits a couple free throws for the Blackhawks. Bennett pushes it up ahead. Harris over to Sandiford. Doesn't catch anything as it heads out of bounds. Patriots keeping a couple of players back at the half-court line. Just poked out of bounds. Harris chasing after it. Ran over in media row.
See here, half-court pressure here, trying to get the traps in the corner.
Gordon with the basketball. She was recently named second-team WBCA All-State. Begin the other way with a left-handed layup. More points off of turnovers.
That pressure giving Owen-Withee now a lot of trouble, even in the half-court.
And again, Sandiford, 4 quick points. That's 11 points off of turnovers now. Half minute to go here in the first. Stephanie Hegemeyer to Caraba.
You know, every time Owen-Withee gets that ball below the free throw line, their chances of scoring just increase greatly.
Bennett all the way in the other way. That's a tough shot.
And they answer.
They come right back. 20-14. Final moments of the first. Hegemeyer up ahead to Gerlitz. Gerlitz at the elbow. Gordon up top. Taken away again. Begin from half court. Heaves it up. And we are done with 1 quarter. Heritage Christian leads 20-14. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
also be sure to purchase a copy of the state tournament program, rosters, results, and statistics as well as
This WIAA game summary is brought to you by Skyward, creator of Skyward School Management System and Skyward Family Access, the best solution for Wisconsin school districts and parents. And Karen, the numbers that really stand out for the Patriots are they're forcing turnovers and converting on the other end.
Absolutely, and the combination of Heritage Christian's full court pressure and then the half court, they've kind of extended their half court pressure, and that's 2-1-2 trap, and Owen-Withee's that equals turnovers. But they did that Thursday, and if they can keep the game close and try to get their presence in the paint.
Patriots have 4 steals through 1 quarter. That's Hegemeyer. Hegemeyer is good. Hegemeyer, the freshman, after a couple free throws, she hits a long-range shot. That went off the mark. She had her hand in on that rebound. We're going to go the other way. Gordon with the basketball. Batchelor with it now. Trap just before half court.
They have a 3-on-2 opportunity, but bring it out, set it up.
Gordon couldn't get a handle on it. Begin pushes it ahead to Bennett. Bennett has to chase it down and save it. Caraba comes up with it, and we have a tied-up basketball. It's actually going to be foul.
That was number 23 for the Patriots.
That foul is on Sandifer. 14 fouls now. Into the game, number 3, Tiancia Bennett. Closed captioning of this WIAA tournament broadcast is brought to you by your local WIAA network station. Also into the game, Mariana Bautista, and another substitution, Malna Mudd, number 11.
Too many players, 6 players.
Bring in 3, you have to take out 3. Stephanie Hegemeyer brings it across. That's poked away by a Patriot, but Owen-Withee will get it. Gordon calls out the inbounds play. Tries to go inside to Caraba. Caraba has to chase it down. Quickly.
Boy, they're just everywhere.
The Patriots just swarming around the basketball. Caraba skips across to the other side. Hegemeyer just short. From the Patriots. Ahead to Bennett. Bennett from the right side. Underneath the basket. The Blackhawks will come right back. Gerald's in a little bit of trouble here. Finds Gordon.
The pressure stays on, even on a miss.
Hegemeyer
Nice
up ahead to Batchelor.
Nice flash cut. Batchelor came right to the basketball, and nice pass inside.
Batchelor misses the shot, and then fighting for the loose ball, called for the foul. 4 team fouls for Heritage Christian, 3 for Owen-Withee. But that ball was coming at us. Bennett from inside the perimeter.
We're a team that shoots quickly. Get the defensive rebounds and go on them. There's a flash to the basketball again, coming from the weak side.
Once again, that follows on Bautista. We talked about it before. The youth on these 2 teams begin back into the game as well. 1 senior starter for Owen-Withee, and no seniors on the roster for Heritage Christian.
Which means I think we'll see these teams again.
I think so. 2 of the best.
Heritage Christian number 11, Mudd.
The foul is on Mudd. Take a look at the setup from the classes. A lot of talent on these 2 teams. Gordon all the way in, has it stripped. There's a look at the team fouls. Heritage Christian with those 6, Owen-Withee with 3. Mudd crosses over, begin, step back 3. Gordon tracks down the rebound and then has to weave her way through traffic. Gives his way to Stephanie Hegemeyer. Hegemeyer brings it across. Guarded by Tiancia Bennett. Skip pass, Caraba. Caraba for three. That's short. She
nice
follows up her own miss.
Board.
And we're going to get a foul on Bautista.
You know, one thing Heritage Christian doesn't want, they don't want you to feel comfortable anytime. They don't want you to get into the rhythm of your offense, and that pressure just causes everything to be rushed.
Caraba, first-team all-conference player this year in the Clover Belt. Into the game is Jasmine Harris, as well as 22, Emily Hegemeyer. Caraba, a 5'9" sophomore guard who leads the Blackhawks with 14.2 points a game. Rebound, Harris. Has it taken away. Caraba with her hand in the passing lane. Hegemeyer in trouble. In trouble.
Timeout. Coach is trying to call a timeout.
He was trying to get a timeout, and he puts his hands up in the air. Where's the timeout?
And the official on this side saw it.
The official, yeah, that was over on our side, could see through that way. The other official was looking in at the action where the player was in trouble. So Owen-Withee does get a timeout. This is a 20-17 ball game, really up and down. Let's take a look here at what happened in those moments just before
How many
the
times did they touch that ball, just tapping it?
Really active with the hands when they're forcing turnovers, getting steals. But
as guards, you really have to keep your head up. You have to see the floor and see the open players, because two people on the ball, somebody's open. You've got to have an outlet somewhere, and Owen-Withee has to come to the ball and give her some communications that, you know, I'm the one who's open. She's not going to be able to see with all that pressure on her.
So they escape with a timeout, and they'll get the ball at half court. Hegemeyer to Hegemeyer. That's taken away by Bennett. Bennett up the right side, pushes it ahead, and just short for Harris, and the putback is good. Harris is 6 foot forward.
You know, Heritage Christian, this zone press.
Begin pokes it away.
They're having a much tougher time. When they were in a full court 55, they were able to get it up ahead of the pressure. And now with a zone pressure and the trapping in the corners, they're having a little bit more difficulty getting the ball in scoring position.
Sandifer in the game for the Patriots, Gordon for the Blackhawks. Terry Bennett in his third year at Heritage Christian. 4 years as a head coach overall, with an overall record of 83-13. That's Hegemeyer. Hegemeyer off the mark. Begin with the rebound. Sandifer on the dribble between the legs, and the spin into the paint.
Wow, nice spin move.
Very nice for Sandifer. Heritage Christian has opened up a 7-point advantage. Gordon from 15.
She's not going to let us.
Sandifer right back. Harris with the basketball. They work around the perimeter. Begin for three. She had a game-high 15 points for the Patriots in the state semifinal. Gordon inside to Hegemeyer. Fearless inside.
Stephanie Hegemeyer.
Fast-paced game.
And even with this pace, the Blackhawks have only used 6 players.
I was going to say, I was just going to comment on that. With this fast pace, Heritage Christian is rotating more players in and out, and you just wonder if the fatigue factor will play a part of that. But, you know, this point of the season, you're in the best shape of the season. So
Terry Bennett calls a timeout so he can talk things over with his Patriots. His team is in front 27-21. They have a lead in the points off of turnover department, 13-3. Take another look there.
Look at this athleticism. She set that up. You see how she pulled it back? Wanted to get a good read on the defense and took her one-on-one. This is a nice little give and go.
That's Stephanie Hegemeyer, the 5'7" freshman guard.
Nice basket cut.
Harris leads the way in scoring for Heritage Christian. She has 10.
Coach Goodman had talked about that Stephanie Hegemeyer just goes to the hoop so well. And again, at only about 5'6", 5'7", and that was what she did there.
She's their leading scorer off the bench at those 4.4 points a game.
Inside points.
Everybody on this roster scores.
And again, we talked about Thursday, Owen-Withee, 32 of their 49 points were inside the paint. They're not getting those today.
Bennett into the paint, strong to the hoop and off the glass. Gordon almost poked away by Bennett. She's trapped at the top, gets it away. Bennett in the middle of that pass, all the way up and in for the score. Patriots make it a 10-point game. Hegemeyer to the elbow, gets it back out. Sarah Mueller had the basketball. She's in the game. Hegemeyer for three, banks it in. What can you say about that one?
I know it. She just has so much confidence.
She's scoring inside and outside and getting to the free throw line. Begin tries to turn the corner. That foul is on the floor, even though the ball went through the hoop. That foul is before the shot.
Foul's on Owen-Withee, number 34, Alyssa Gordon.
And that foul is on Alyssa Gordon.
Timeout on the floor.
Timeout on the floor, 31-24 in favor of the Patriots. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Okay, Edith, you are all set with the Packers checking account.
Thank you.
And we have a special gift for you.
Oh?
Hello, Edith. Want more Aaron Rodgers in your life?
Oh, my.
Is that part of the deal?
Oh.
Get exclusive Packers checks featuring Aaron when you open a Packers checking account. For details, go to your nearest branch or visit us online.
So do you play canasta?
All the time.
I love that game.
Join Menards this week in saluting our American-made products with Menards Made in the USA sale. JELD-WEN has more than 7,000 American employees and 40 U.S. manufacturing plants, including Grinnell, Iowa. All special order JELD-WEN windows and patio doors are 15% off. Zenith offers a variety of medicine cabinets to match any bath decor. Made in Newcastle, Delaware, this frameless medicine cabinet has 3 adjustable shelves and slow-close hinges. $98.
Save big money at Menards.
Heritage Christian in front, 31-24 with a minute 25 to go in the second quarter. Unauthorized use or rebroadcast of this program and live internet stream without the express written consent of Quincy Newspapers Incorporated, Wisconsin Broadcast Division, is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law. Bennett with a quick three off the inbounds off the front of the rim. Second chance, a third chance, why not for Harris? Harris with 12 points. Caraba has it taken away. Bennett comes up with it to begin. It's a 2-on-2. Begin around the corner and the layup is good.
They're everywhere.
It's taken away. We're going to...
I mean, we have the view of it here, and you can just see that they're going to be right there in that passing lane.
Batchelor steps out of bounds so she could send it in to one of her Blackhawks teammates. That's Gordon. Back to Batchelor. Batchelor for three and a high arcing shot. Sandifer over to the left hand, kicks it out to Begin for three.
Boy, she's feeling it. She's getting in some rhythm shots from the three-point arc.
The junior guard was first team all-conference in the Midwest Classic South. Paraba inside.
Something happened down there.
Foul on Begin. Sarah Mueller will head to the free throw line with 19 seconds to go in the second quarter. Take another look here. Sandifer, the kick out, Begin from long range. She's 2 of 4 from three-point land.
You see Gerlitz on the end of the bench over there. Ankle injury?
Yeah.
Has her shoe off.
Looks like something with her lower leg. Yeah, she had that big semifinal game for the Blackhawks, helping them defeat Newman and move into this game today. Second free throw good, 38-25, final moments of the half. Sandifer at the W, guarded by Mueller, works off the pick to the right side. Harris in closer, back to Sandifer, and she scores, and there's your buzzer. We are heading into the half. It is a 15-point advantage for the Heritage Christian Patriots. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
That was me, the slam dunk king. All right, that was me. 6 championships under my belt. I never got off the couch. So then one day I looked in the mirror and I saw my dad. Started playing basketball for real, but not with these giants. Or with him. There we go. Playing with Ben and James. Yeah. Almost dunked it. Soon I'll be able to dunk it.
Skyward is critically important to the functioning of and operation of our school district. It provides us with the software and technology for student software, for financial software, for personnel software. A community values its school system when it sees that it can provide great services to its kids. Skyward provides that access. So the community itself is grateful to Skyward and the district for its partnership because it gives them greater confidence in their school district.
We're back at the half. Heritage Christian with a 40-25 advantage over Owen-Withee. And Karen, the first half storyline has to be the defensive pressure by the Patriots and the points that they're creating off of turnovers.
They are just so quick, and they're getting their hands on every ball. Their transition, they're getting, I think 10 of their points are coming from transition. I think 28 of their points are coming from inside the paint. And Owen-Withee just having trouble. They're turning the ball over. They're not getting the points from inside the paint that they got on Thursday. And now we see Gerlitz on the bench, maybe with an injury. That's going to be a tough situation for them second half.
Even with those turnovers, the Blackhawks were hanging in there until the end of the second quarter, and then the Patriots are really getting on a roll.
They were that 2-on-2 full court trap. They were getting the ball in the corner, which is exactly where Heritage Christian wanted them to be, and that caused them to get those transition points and get out in front.
All right, we're going to send it upstairs for now, and we'll be back in just a bit so we can recap the first and take a look ahead to the second. We send it upstairs to Jake Zimmerman.
All right, Brian and Karen, thanks very much. Hey, we are just getting started here on Championship Saturday. D5 now, and we'll have all 4 of the other games, I should say, coming up as we go throughout the day. D4, 3, 2, and 1. A lot of gold balls to hand out. Right now, though, we are joined by Wade Lebecki, the WIAA Deputy Director, once again this week. And Wade, thanks for joining us once again.
It's a pleasure, Jake.
It's a big day coming up on Wednesday, as we were talking about just off the air, the annual meeting for the WIAA. Maybe go through exactly what's going to happen there, reviewing the year, some rules as well, correct?
Correct. The WIAA, since its inception in 1896, has had an annual meeting where the member schools get together and they decide on which rules are going to govern the eligibility of the athletes, which rules are going to govern how the member schools behave with one another. And that's been happening for well over 100 years. And we're going to meet on Wednesday, April 25th. We'll have all of the member schools, 580 of them, gather together in Stevens Point, and we're going to review some amendments to our Constitution.
Maybe go through exactly how those rules are proposed as well, if you would.
Right, rules can be proposed in 4 different ways. The first way is to go ahead and have a rule proposed at the annual meeting. That's a little bit more difficult because 50% of our membership has to vote at the annual meeting to forward that one. They can be brought forward by a petition of our member schools. 10% of the schools sign a petition. They bring it forward. It comes out at the next annual meeting. Or it comes through our committee process, which is more of the common way that it'll go to from the coaches or from a member school. It'll go through our sports advisory committee made up of athletic directors. Then it goes to the advisory council made up of school administrators, and then finally to the board of control. The board of control, as they did in March, will decide whether that one goes forward to the membership. And then at the membership meeting, we vote on that. And finally, the fourth way is by the advisory council, which is the step right before the board of control.
And what about the exact types of rules as well that you're going to be talking about?
Well, here we're going to talk about the several rules that deal with the member schools and how they interact with their conference members. We're going to talk about some eligibility rules. We have two very significant ones coming up. One is coaches taking exams and going to rules meetings, and if they don't do so, should those coaches sit out the tournament. That's a very significant change. Another significant change is we have rules that have gone all the way back to 1902 about whether or not athletes can participate in non-school events. So while you're in basketball season, an athlete cannot play in a basketball game. An athlete may not assemble during the school year out of season in a manner that resembles a school team. We're going to evaluate that one and see if we want that rule still in there. It's a very significant rule because it limits specialization by athletes.
And there's talk, with the start of the end of the season, you talk about that as well, correct, for all the seasons?
Right, those are season regulations. So we have three types of rules. We have our Constitution, rules of eligibility, and our bylaws. Those govern the membership and how we interact with one another. Then we have NFHS rules, the rules that you see out on the basketball court. Those are made by the National Federation. We have some input in there, but we don't make those rules. So if you have pass interference in a football game, that's not our rule. If you have uniform rules or bat rules, those are made by the National Federation. And then the third type is season regulations. Those go through the committee process. They're finalized by the Board of Control, but they govern how the season is conducted. The beginning of the season, the end of the season, minimum weight in wrestling, things like that are governed by the season regulations.
Okay, Wade Lebecki, WIAA Deputy Director, thanks again for joining us once again during the state tournament. It's been such a great tournament so far, some great memories that are made. Let's take a look at how you can get your hands on some of those memories as well. If you want DVD copies of this or all other 2012 WIAA tournament games or other events, just go to prepfilms.com. Will allow about 4 to 6 weeks for delivery, about $30 per copy plus shipping and handling and tax. Great way to hang on to those memories that are made here at the Kohl Center and at all of our tournament games and other WIAA events. Well, we are at the half for Heritage Christian and Owen-Withee, and to get you set for the second half of action, let's send it back down to Brian Groff and Karen Townsend.
All right, thank you very much, Jake. A very entertaining first half, and really up and down, back and forth. Heritage Christian is pulling away thanks to what they can do on their defense with those steals, and we're going to take a look at our highlights here, and that's really going to tell the story of what we saw. Owen-Withee with a short bench, but Stephanie Hegemeyer coming off the bench, coming up big for the Blackhawks.
Hegemeyer is the one that really had a good first half. Again, we talked about her as a freshman just kind of taking over and doing some things for her team. But this is where you're going to see really some fun highlights.
You see Bennett taking the ball away, up ahead to Begin, and Begin's had an outstanding first half. Another one with that full court pressure.
And just the unselfishness. You see how they get those steals and get the ball out to the team.
Begin gets in the passing lane. She has 6 of the Patriots' 9 steals and a bucket on the other end, and she's leading the way in scoring. Another one right there. That's Bennett. They go up ahead to Begin.
Little inside-outside move.
And we take a look at our first half stats, and the numbers that really stand out are what we've been going back to, the turnovers and the points off those turnovers.
Absolutely, and the stats I have in front of me, you got Heritage Christian 28 points on the paint, 17 of their points coming off of turnovers, and 10 of their points coming off of fast breaks.
And they're getting those offensive rebounds as well, and they lead in that department 8-1 when it comes to second chance points. Our leading scorer is Stephanie Hegemeyer off the bench for the Blackhawks. She has 9, followed by Caraba and Gordon, 6 and 5 for them. 3 players in double-digit scoring for the Patriots. Begin has 12, Harris has 12 as well, and Sandifer with 10. And you talked about how unselfish they are. They really share the basketball. We saw that on Thursday as well.
Well, and you don't see Bennett's name in there today, and she was there all day Thursday, so they just take turns. They're so balanced. Everybody can score. You know, we talked about their inside points and their transition points. They can hit the three as well.
Owen-Withee has never won a state championship, and this is the first trip to the state tournament for Heritage Christian. So we're going to play the second half, and one of these schools is going to win a state title for the first time in school history. We look forward to bringing it to you coming up after this break. It is 40-25, Heritage Christian in front. We are back after a message from our local stations. This is your WIAA network station. We are back at the Kohl Center in Madison. It is halftime of the Division V state championship. Heritage Christian leads 40-25. They led 20-14 after the first quarter, and then thanks to a 20-11 scoring advantage in the second quarter, that gives them the 40-25 lead as we head into the third quarter. Heritage Christian in the white uniforms with the red and blue numerals and trim. The Owen-Withee Blackhawks out of the Clover Belt East with the black uniforms, the red and white numerals and trim. So here we go with the start of the third quarter. The Patriots with a 15-point lead and the basketball.
And here we see Owen-Withee coming out in a zone. And I see that Gerlitz is back in there with that ankle taped up. It's good to see her back.
Gerlitz, number 40. She's down there in the post. And there's a three-pointer right there. Again, having quite the game. She has 15 points. Battle for the ball at half court. Hegemeyer comes away with it. That's off. And out of bounds. What do you suppose Al Goodman stressed in the locker room at the half?
Well, I think tempo. Heritage Christian is definitely controlling the tempo of the game, and the only way that you can do that is to take care of the ball, run your offense, try to slow them up.
Caraba was fouled on the shot. Gilly with her first personal foul. Caraba not only leads the Blackhawks in scoring, she leads them in rebounding as well, and shoots almost 67% from the free throw line. Really an all-around player for head coach Al Goodman. She can play inside, she can play outside.
Has a nice touch on the basketball.
Just a sophomore. Sandifer sends it across. That's Harris. Harris to the baseline. Begin hauls it in. They go back inside real quickly to Gilly. The Blackhawks take it away. Hegemeyer across. Ahead to Gordon. Gordon saves it from going out of bounds. Batchelor with the ball above her head, thought about a shot, instead gives way to Hegemeyer. Skip pass across to Gordon. Gordon gets her defender in the air.
Nice job by Gordon. Little shot fake, got Jasmine Harris off her feet.
Patriots save it. That ball almost went out of bounds. Hegemeyer gets it. Now Gerlitz tracks it down. To Hegemeyer. Batcher on the baseline. Gordon for three. A lot of hustle plays in that sequence. Capped off by a three-pointer for Gordon. Lob pass inside.
Gives it up again.
About how unselfish they are when they score.
Help side defense came behind her, and that's the dish down low on the backside. Little wrap pass.
Harris and Sandifer working together. Bravo goes inside. Hegemeyer gets a shot off. Gerlitz on the other side, and she draws contact. Let's take another look. Hegemeyer ahead. It's Batchelor saving it. Out to Gordon for three.
Nice pivot move to kick that ball back outside. And that's where you see Owen-Withee, no drop on that backside, left that girl wide open.
You know, we talk about how special of an experience it is when these girls can make it down here to state, but it's very interesting for Gerlitz because she's not only made state for basketball, but she's done it for track, volleyball, band, choir, and drama. That's a lot of state experience.
And you know, we talk about these small schools. These girls aren't one sport athletes. They're not just in one thing. They are in almost everything in the school. Sometimes your enrollments are 150 kids, and they have to do it all.
Every starter for the Blackhawks was on their state runner-up volleyball squad as well.
Right.
Go inside.
Nice, strong inside move.
That was Gilly. Speaking of multi-sport athletes, Gilly runs the 200 and the 400. She competed nationally in an AAU meet in 6th grade. We're going to take another look at that last basket. Bennett goes inside, a couple passes, and Gilly finishes.
They do a nice job. That's the second time we've seen that against the zone, where they get that to the short corner and the post comes to that medium post, and then they're able to finish pretty strong from the paint.
Bennett couldn't connect with Gilly there. The 2012 WIAA tournament is brought to you by Marshfield Clinic, encouraging you to live an active, healthy life. Marshfield Clinic, don't just live, shine. Taken away by Gilly. Gilly brings it across. And that's turned over by the Patriots.
The one thing the 2-3 zone is doing, it's forcing Heritage Christian to kind of run their half-court offense, pass the ball a little bit more, and they're more of a 1-2 passes and attack the basket. So it is slowing the tempo down a bit.
After a quick break, Sandifer and Harris check back into the ballgame. Gordon skips it across to Caraba. Caraba in on the left side, has it blocked by Harris. Here comes Harris the other way. All the way in, and we got a blocking foul.
Harris was more disciplined on that end of the floor. She didn't go for the shot fake. She stayed on her feet. Tall enough, long wingspan. She's going to block that shot.
Emily Hegemeyer called for the foul. Talk about how great the Patriots are at passing. They had 15 assists on their 20 field goals on Thursday.
You know, he talks about playing well together. When I asked him about his key to this game, it wasn't so much about Owen-Withee and what they were going to do. It was about his team and how he can get the 5 of them, actually the 8, 9 of them, to play together. And they certainly do that when you see that assist stats.
Really work together.
It is again.
It's like the final of the scene here this morning. Bautista, the recipient of that assist.
Harris, Bautista, Gilly on the inside.
And we get a whistle on Ramaya Bennett. Checking into the game, number 22, Kirsten Gordon. She's a 5'7" sophomore guard. Terry Bennett has gone 4 deep on his bench. Another turnover by the Blackhawks.
She tried to turn the ball quickly, which is what she needed to do to shift that pressure over to the other side and get it down the floor, and a little too rushed and over the head.
Owen-Withee has turned the ball over 19 times. Or excuse me, points off of turnovers are 19 for Heritage Christian.
See how quickly Owen-Withee got that ball out of there?
Gordon up ahead, and she draws the foul.
Sure, that was talked about at halftime.
Heritage Christian foul number 22, Kirsten Gordon.
Foul is on Kirsten Gordon.
Team foul, 2 shots for Blackhawks at the line. Alyssa Gordon. In for Owen-Withee, number 10, Valerie Nemi.
Valerie Nemi, who sang the national anthem, checks into the ballgame. Alyssa Gordon reached 1,000 points in her career at Owen-Withee. Leads the Blackhawks in assists. It's Bennett floating back and has it blocked by Batchelor.
You know, she's such a quiet scorer, quiet defender. She has such great leaping ability, control of her body where she can jump straight up, get that block shot, and not foul. Another assist.
The Patriots come back and score. That's Mariana Bautista. Yeah, Batchelor with that block. She had 3 blocks against Newman.
She did. She just jumped so well.
Sandifer with the left hand and off the glass and through. And we got a reach-in foul on Bautista. Excuse me, Bennett.
Fouls on Heritage Christian number 3, Tiancia Bennett, her second, team's 5th.
5 team fouls now for the Patriots.
3 Heritage Christian athletes around the basketball.
Batchelor into the corner. Back outside to Caraba. Caraba for 3 off the back. Batchelor tracks it down, has that shot blocked. Harris the other way. They go inside, more passing, and the finish by Gordon. 2 passes and a score.
There we go.
Caraba right back the other way.
You see spurts of what Owen-Withee needs to do. It's just not consistent and not enough. They just really need to get that ball up the floor and before that pressure defense can get there.
Terry Bennett calls a timeout.
Timeout, Heritage Christian.
He's getting ready to send in some subs as well. We're going to take a break. A message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Everyone at Delta Dental is passionate and believes in what they're doing.
We're all very dedicated to our job.
We need our subscribers to have a positive experience.
To make sure that I've helped them as much as I possibly can.
We have less than 30 seconds before you get to talk to a real person.
That customer calling is going to remember the service that was delivered.
By working with Delta, we do make lives easier.
We are
Delta Dental.
Love Wisconsin.
When you were a teen, a driver's license meant one thing, freedom. But to your parents, it meant the stress of finding and paying for auto insurance. Today, it's easy with Rural Mutual Insurance. We get teens. Our Town & Country auto policy offers young operator rates, claims-free discounts, deductible forgiveness, and multi-policy discounts of up to 25%. Since Rural Mutual Insurance only does business in Wisconsin, premiums paid here stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. Contact us at ruralins.com.
Heritage Christian with a 57-33 advantage with 2:22 to go in the third quarter. Terry Bennett called that timeout. Now this is his 4th trip to the state tournament. He made it twice as a player in 1985 and 86 while playing for Milwaukee Madison High School. And he was an assistant coach at Bayview in 98 when they made it to state as well. He's a pretty good player. Led the city in scoring in high school, and he was second team All-State and played collegiately at New Mexico State. Made it to a Sweet 16. He had 9 3-pointers in a half, and that was an NCAA record at the time. So an outstanding playing career. He's turned it into a real nice coaching career as well, getting the Patriots down here to make their first ever state appearance.
And again, a neat opportunity for him and his 2 daughters.
He said at this point they all feel like his daughters as well, but you have 2 of them that are on the squad, and you get to become a close-knit family as well.
You know, they asked him in his phone interview on Sunday about coaching such young athletes, and he just kind of laughed and said, you know, sometimes I feel I'm nurturing as a parent more than I am coaching.
And you know how it is as a coach.
Right.
You can see where he's coming from. That's Gerlitz with the basket. Kirsten Gordon had recently checked in for the Patriots as well. Gerlitz 2 of 3 from the field. She has 5 points. Mudd inside.
You see how they're always looking to pass? I mean, again, she flashed that bullseye right there. Probably could have caught it, turned up, but caught it and immediately tried to look down low to one of her post players.
Stephanie Hegemeyer into the game for the Blackhawks. Gordon looking to send it in. Top to begin with a runner in the lane. Gerlitz comes away with it. We go up ahead to Nemi. Nemi up ahead of everyone. Stops and
nice little jump stop. Right idea. If she would have went all the way for that layup, probably would have got a block shot, but did a nice jump stop, pump fake, and finish.
Mudd with a nice crossover. Go into the corner to Bautista. Bennett inside, off the rim. Bautista follows up, draws the foul. Going to count the passes on that possession. At least 4. Take another look there. Nemi with the jump stop.
At the line for Heritage Christian, Bautista is shooting 2.
Bautista at the free throw line. 5'7" freshman forward.
Always nice too to have a lefty. Again, you talk about balance, and they even have a lefty on their team, you know, to be strong on the left side of the court.
You see it not only with the left-handed shooters, but these girls can use the left hand or the right hand. You see how many layups they score on the left side.
Right.
Come the Blackhawks the other way. It's taken away by Bennett. Bennett pushes it up ahead. That's Mudd.
Good call with a little travel. I thought she shuffled her feet a little bit there before she put the ball down.
Into the ball game now, number 33, Tirsa Gilly. Amy has it taken away by Begin. They go into the corner. Gordon kicks it outside. Saved, but the Blackhawks get it. Poked away by Begin. Owen-Withee with the basketball.
Not allowing an easy outlet. They're not going to allow Owen-Withee to get that ball out. That's why they did that first half. They weren't allowed to get the ball out in front because they're there after a missed shot.
Hegemeyer on the right side. A little up and under move. Follows her own miss, puts it back up.
Still there.
Bennett
still around. They're
down.
Still there. Still around the basketball. She's going to get it back yet.
Still fighting for it, and we got a foul called. That foul is on Karaba. Karaba has 3 personal fouls. She leads the way for Owen-Withee with 10 points this morning. Bennett with a long 3.
Way out there. Step in. Step in.
It was Mudd trying to chase it down. Ended up in our cameraman's right in his lap. That's what it looked like. Went away. We have lost all connection. And we have a timeout on the floor. How's everyone doing over there? Heritage Christian in front, 58-37. Another example of the hustle that we've seen from both of these teams. All right, we're going to take a break. A message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
Also, WIAA is seeking men and women interested in sports, being involved with young student athletes and making a positive contribution to their communities and schools by becoming a WIAA licensed official. To learn more how to become a WIAA licensed official, umpire, or referee in any sport, contact the WIAA by accessing the official's licensing link on the WIAA website.
This WIAA game summary is brought to you by Skyward, creator of Skyward School Management System and Skyward Family Access, the best solution for Wisconsin school districts and parents. And we take a look at the numbers, and the Patriots are taking the ball away, and they're sharing it when they're on offense. Owen-Withee with the basketball. Caraba off the front of the rim, poked around. Gerlitz goes back up, and she's fouled. That foul is on Harris. First personal foul. Gerlitz at the free throw line. She had 22 points on Thursday, just 5 today. She spent some time on the bench, as we had talked about before, getting her lower leg looked at. Heritage Christian with a 58-37 advantage here in the early portion of the fourth quarter. Bennett inside.
Nice bounce pass down.
Harris.
Nice bounce pass.
One.
Dribble penetration draws the help. Harris cuts back door. Nice little dish down low.
Gerlitz called for the foul. Harris good on the old-fashioned three-point play. Gordon dribbles it all the way up. That's Caraba. 2 for 3.
Owen-Withee now extending the pressure.
Again pulls it back. Bennett works off the screen. Into the lane, stop and pop. Patriots come up with it. That's Bennett. Begin, thought about a three. Skips it across to Sandifer. Sandifer inside 15. Kicks out to Begin. That just looked like a nice pass.
It did.
Was that a shot or a pass? Officially, they'll call it a shot.
I believe it was.
Yes, it was.
I don't know. There's so many assists. It's hard to tell with this team.
There are so many. Like, Coach, I was just assisting.
Alley-oop.
That's right.
We can't slam dunk in the girls' game, but you can alley-oop those.
Yeah, that could be just as good. That foul is on Valerie Nemi. 5 team fouls for Owen-Withee. Jamira Sandifer at the free throw line. 5'8" junior guard, good on the first. She's one of those 4 Patriots who average double figures. She's just over 10 at 10.5 a game. good on the second. The Patriots continue to pressure the basketball. Gordon guarded by Bennett. Caraba inside. Mimi with it. Has it almost taken away. Owen-Withee gets it back. Somehow Mimi came out of there with it, and she draws the foul.
Number 33, Tirsa Gilly.
That foul is on Tirsa Gilly.
Team foul for Owen-Withee, Valerie Mimi to the line, shooting 2.
Valerie Mimi at the free throw line. She has 1 bucket. Three points for her. Sandifer pushes it ahead. Caraba comes out with it. Begin saves it. Bennett pushes it back inside to Sandifer. Bodies on the floor, it's tied up, and the Patriots are going to keep possession of the basketball. Little Kohl Center floor burn. Substitution now for the Patriots. Checking into the game, Ramaya Bennett.
In for Heritage Christian.
Sandifer heads to the bench. Walking off slowly. Begin for 3. Rattles in and out. Gilly in there. Gerlitz comes away with it.
There we go. Get it out in front.
Batchelor to Nemi on the baseline. Batchelor for 3. Batchelor has 5 points. Blackhawks still playing really hard here in the fourth quarter, down 21 points.
Coach talked about Batchelor. And she's just one of those, he calls her the ace in the hole. She has more talents than she thinks she is. If she can hit early, she's on. And she's having a good game today.
After a Gilly basket, the Blackhawks come right back. Gilly gathers the rebound on the other end. Begin pushes it, taken away by Nemi. Yeah, and a foul on Bennett. She tripped up Nemi, who had just taken the basketball away.
That's on Heritage Christian, number 1, Ramaya Bennett, 3rd personal, 18 fouls in the game for the Patriots.
Mudd into the game, as well as Bautista for the Patriots. We're going to go the other way, so Nemi can shoot a 1-on-1 bonus situation. Also into the game, number 51, Taylor Jefferson, freshman for the Patriots. Patriots have 4 different players in double-digit scoring. Bautista with the rebound. Nemi took a shot there. Instead, the Patriots get it into the corner. Rebound by Gordon, and the foul as that ball was taken away.
She's smiling. She didn't think so. Who, me?
Deoncia Bennett called for that foul. Whether she agrees with it or not. Gordon steps to the free throw line. Fantastic career for Gordon with the Blackhawks. We had talked about how she's the only senior starter. There are 4 other seniors, on this roster for the Blackhawks. Valerie Nemi, who's been in the game. Katie Beck is a senior guard. Chrisara Mueller, another senior for Owen-Withee.
And you know, I don't care where those seniors are, whether they're on the floor or off the floor. Just when you have that much senior presence on the team, it's instrumental to getting here because they still kind of mentor those younger kids and can be very effective even if they're not on the floor.
You bet. How much fun is it to have all the extra practice time and the extra games, and you get to the regionals and the sectionals, and you get to experience the state tournament in Madison, and you win on Thursday, and you have a day to prepare, and you come back on Saturday. It's just, you don't want that experience to end, and it's the fantastic
it's a whirlwind.
way.
It's a whirlwind, but it's a great journey and a lot of fun.
It's Bennett bringing the ball up court, finds a teammate. That's Bautista underneath. Coming back the other way. Batchelor, that's just going to get called for the traveling. Slid her foot there for a moment.
Boy, Ramaya Bennett did a nice job of reading that. The girl looked wide open on the sideline, and she was right there. She was going to take it away and cause that turnover.
Mudd at the top, and she's fouled. That foul is on Alyssa Gordon. And we are going to take a break. 67-46. A message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Self-expression can make a world of difference. Allowing individuals to express themselves is, in effect, telling them, you matter. By giving educators a voice, promoting programs like music and art, WIAA speaks for me and my students. Add your voice to the conversation at Speak Out Wisconsin on Facebook.
Join Menards this week in saluting our American-made products with Menards Made in the USA sale. For over 60 years, DAP has been a leading manufacturer of home repair and construction products. Made in Tip City, Ohio, DAP Tex Plus foam sealant helps eliminate energy loss. A 12-ounce can is $3.79. Since 1952, Edsel has produced high-quality storage systems. Made in Chicago, Illinois, this steel 5-shelf kit holds up to 500 pounds per shelf, $54.99.
Save big money at Menards.
Heritage Christian is closing in on the first state championship in school history, 67-46 with 3:37 to go. The Patriots were really battle-tested when they came into the state tournament. Now, during the season, they had defeated Milwaukee Riverside by 19, and that was after Riverside had beat Nicolet, which was ranked number 1 in the state in Division I. They also beat Whitefish Bay Dominican, which was ranked number 1 in the state in Division IV at the time. In addition to that, they defeated Racine St. Catharines, which knocked off Racine Case, another top D1 team in the state. So they played a lot of those upper division teams as they come down here and play in the D5 state tournament.
Coach Bennett said that was by design. That schedule was by design to get them ready for this level of play, and it certainly has done that.
Sandifer comes away with it. Yeah, they thought that they would present a lot of matchup problems when they got into this D5 tournament with the size that they have and the quickness, and it's just an all-around athletic team that the Patriots have brought down here to the Kohl Center.
And to see Owen-Withee had to go back to their 55 defense. I'm sure Coach Goodman knew that if he stayed in that 2-3, that Heritage Christian would just pull it out and killed the clock, and so they're going to put some pressure back on him. And
Garrett's faces up and rattles it home. Well, Begin doesn't want to stand there and hold the ball for 2.5 minutes. Batchelor kicks it out to Caraba. Caraba for 3 off the iron. Tracked down by Garlitz. Garlitz pulls up in the paint. Rebound to put back by Gordon. And Al Goodman has gone to his bench. He's going to bring in 5 substitutes. Gordon first to the free throw line. Begin with her 4th personal foul.
Alyssa Gordon shooting 2.
Substitutions now for the Blackhawks. 1 substitution for the Patriots. Tiancia Bennett coming in for Heritage Christian. Isabel Meany is in the game for Owen-Withee. Stephanie Hegemeyer back into the game. She played really well off the bench in this championship. Second one is good. We also have Emily Goki in the game. And another substitution as number 12, Katie Beck, comes in. Jefferson for the Patriots. For Sarah Mueller in the game for Owen-Withee as well.
Big round of applause for Owen-Withee's starting five and the work they've done to get down here, and what a great season they've had.
Jefferson with the basketball, out to Gordon. Gordon, hop, step, shot off the back. Harris tracks it down and throws it back in off the foot of Hegemeyer. It goes out of bounds. The Patriots with another substitution, Nala Mudd into the game. And they're going to bring in another player, Bautista. Gordon with a cutting with Bautista.
Nice out of bounds play. Come right down the lane line.
Hegemeyer goes inside. That's poked away. The Patriots come up with it. Patriots don't have a single senior on this roster. We're closing in on a state championship, and we can expect
all the way.
Probably see them back again next year as well. They're at least set up to have a good season again next year as well. That was Nala Mudd.
Absolutely, and you have these young athletes down here at the state tournament. They know what it feels like. They stay hungry and work in the off season to get back here again.
Bennett ends up on the deck. She's going to get a chance to score from the free throw line. And we have more substitutions now for Owen-Withee.
Everybody's going to get a chance.
Everybody's getting in. And the
That's
one substitution for the Patriots, she's going to come in for the shooter. Alida in the game. We also have number... That's 50, Hunter Halida, excuse me. 54, Kristen Kitlika. And the sub for the Patriots is Abby Esberger. Julia Schmelzer is in the game as well for the Blackhawks. We also have Alyssa Fritz, number 4. Taken away by Bennett, but she's called for the foul instead.
Fouls number 3, Tiancia Bennett, her 4th. Owen-Withee now in the
Heritage Christian at 75 points, and they scored 81 against St. Catherine's, they had 81 against Williams Bay. They had 78 against Kenosha Christian Life early in the season, 72 against Dominican, 88 against Catholic Central.
Average 65 points a game.
Kitlika gets in the scoring column.
Again.
Owen-Withee was hanging with them in the first half, but then you could see that they had that depth, and they just kept taking the ball away and they were converting on the other end.
They really were. The pressure defenses, you know, we talk about that your defense is your offense, and that certainly was the case today with Heritage Christian in their whole season. That defense just creates so much for them.
Esberger was called for a double dribble, but she comes up smiling. She's on the court here in Madison.
It's Championship Saturday. This is fun.
Sometimes these final minutes are the most fun. That ball blocked. Patriots come back the other way. All the way up to the basket and in. It's good for Gordon. Let's take another look. It's a nice looking highlight. Patriots almost tracked it down. Instead, it goes out of bounds. So the Blackhawks will get it with another shot at scoring here in the D5 title game. Final moment, 77-51, Heritage Christian in front. There's a shot, poked out of bounds. Owen-Withee gets it again with 5.8 seconds to go. Congratulations to the Blackhawks on a terrific season, making it down here to the D5 state title game. And of course, it's taken away by the Patriots in the final seconds. And that one is good. Let's count it. Heritage Christian wins 79-51. And they are your Division 5 state champions. Congratulations to the Patriots. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Heritage Christian is your Division 5 state champion, 79-51. Time now to hand out the awards and trophies. We send it over to Jim Strick.
The WIAA Board of Control invites you to participate in the award ceremony for these two fine teams that have just completed their tournament competition. Presenting the awards today to the Division 5 schools will be Mary Pfeiffer, District Administrator from the Neenah Joint School District, Brian Bussler, District Administrator from the Oregon School District, and Terry Reynolds, District Administrator of the Pittsville School District. They'll be assisted today by Marcy Thurwachter, Assistant Director of the WIAA. Will the players from Owen-Withee please come forward as your name is read to receive your individual medal? Alyssa Fritz, Valerie Neely, Katie Beck, Bailey Caraba, Isabel Neely, Emily Hagemeyer, Kennedy Batchelor, Emily Goki, Stephanie Hagemeyer, Alyssa Gordon, Alina Gerlitz, Chrisara Mueller, Hunter Halida, Julia Schmelzer, Kristen Kitlika. And will Coach Al Goodman from Owen-Withee please come forward to receive the team trophy. Now will the players from Heritage Christian please come forward as your name is called to receive your individual medal. Ramaya Bennett. Mariana Bautista. Tiancia Bennett. Nala Mudd. Mariah Begin. Kirsten Gordon. Jamira Sandifer. Jasmine Harris. Jennifer Dotson. Bobby Slocum. Tirsa Gilley. Abby Erzberger. Tara Jefferson. And will Coach Terry Bennett from Heritage Christian please come forward to receive the team trophy.
What a moment. Soak it in. Heritage Christian, the Patriots, the first state championship in school history, the D5 state title winners. Time now for us to take a look at the Wisconsin Corn Growers play of the game, brought to you by the Wisconsin Corn Growers Association. And wouldn't you know it, it's the Patriots taking the ball away and scoring on the other end. That's Begin. The Corn Growers Association working hard to provide food and fuel to America.
Wisconsin's corn growers know how to grow lots of corn. Some goes to feed a hungry world, some goes to feed our livestock industry, and some goes into ethanol production, and that's saving you money at the pump. In fact, studies show that it would cost you an average 90 cents more per gallon to fill up if we didn't have ethanol in the marketplace. With ever-increasing yields per acre, Wisconsin's corn growers are meeting the demand for food, feed, and fuel, and that's good for all of us.
When you buy Wisconsin dairy products, your hard-earned dollar brings you more than just the quality and great taste you know and love. It supports the dairy industry, which in turn reinvests that money back into your community, resulting in better public services, abundant recreation opportunities, and a beautiful place to call home. In all, dairy contributes $26.5 billion to Wisconsin's economy, and eventually comes back to benefit you. To learn more, visit youtube.com/dairyimpactwisconsin.
Skyward Family Access has been a great tool for our family. They are able to stay on top of all their assignments and tests. I also find that having 3 kids in 3 different schools allows me to keep up with each child so much easier using the Skyward Family Access. The thing for me is that I can communicate with their teachers, and they now give me progress reports every week about my kids and what they're doing. And I just think that's invaluable.
All right, we are back here. Heritage Christian, your winner in the Division 5 state championship game, and we do have the coach ready. They had just made their way across. They had gotten their trophies and everything. They made it over to the other side of the court now with Scott Emmerich. So it is head coach Terry Bennett along with Mariah Begin and Jasmine Harris. Scott?
Thanks a lot, Brian. Coach Bennett, first ever state title in Heritage Christian basketball history. No seniors on this squad. Put this into perspective, what this means.
First, I'd just like to thank God. His favor was definitely on us this year. it's wonderful. They're a great group of girls. They came together at the right time. They really, really wanted this for the school. In the last year and a half, the school was not knowing if it was going to stay open or not. So this is just awesome for the school, and the girls really wanted this for the school, and they came out and played with a lot of determination.
This was a close game in the second quarter. Then you guys kind of had that late run in the first half. Was it the defensive pressure that turned it around for you?
Yes. I do give a lot of credit to our defense. They play with a lot of energy, and like I said, their rotations was excellent today. They just play with a lot of energy and a focus and a determination that I haven't seen this year.
Mariah, 15 points, 8 steals. Tell me about the defense and with the kind of havoc it created for Owen-Withee today.
We just knew that they couldn't really handle pressure that much, and that's kind of like all that we really do is we pressure the ball, and we love to press and to make the other team nervous, and that definitely helped us out in this game.
You guys don't have a single senior starter on your team. You know the target's going to be back on you next year.
Yeah, definitely. We got to come back, be prepared, and just be ready for what comes at us. But I really thank God for how far He got us this far, and I'm hoping He gets us this far again.
Jasmine Harris, also a terrific game, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Put this into words what this means for your team and your school.
It means a lot. It's our first championship going upstate. It was amazing, and the girls, we worked hard for it, and we had a lot of adversity that we played through, and I think it's amazing. I'm so speechless right now. I just want to give it all to God, first of all, and our fans that supported us, and everybody. So
you had a remarkable amount of assists as a team. Tell me about sharing the ball and how much that plays a role in your success as a team.
Getting my teammates involved is part of the game plan, because as a leader you got to step up, and a lot of girls follow what I do, so I have to set the example. So if I'm being selfish, they look at that, and being an upperclassman, I won't want to set that example. So I did what I was supposed to do, and I shared the ball, rebound, got a couple block shots, and did what my coach asked.
Jasmine, Mariah, Coach Bennett, congratulations on your state title. Heritage Christian leaving no doubt here in Division 5, the state champions. Brian, back over to you.
Yes, our congratulations to the Patriots and to the Blackhawks as well for an outstanding season for them, too.
Well, they